Hello, people from around the universe! I am your host, the Italian Ace, and Pokemon just dropped a lot of new information with the latest Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer. So, of course, my only option is to review everything that is important, in my opinion, that they just revealed in this trailer, and tell you guys what this one random dude on the internet thinks about it. So, with that in mind, let's get started. And of course, before we do that, cue my intro. Okay, so let's start off with what I think is the first, in terms of when it was revealed, new big piece of information from this trailer. That being the evil team, which is Team Star. And I have evil team in quotations because I'm not really sure if they're going to be an evil team. I touched upon this yesterday, well, at the time of me recording this. When you guys come out, it will be like a couple days ago, when I first reacted to the trailer. And I don't know, they give me like Team Yell and Team Skull vibes, but maybe even more on like the antagonistic side and not really the evil side at all. So I could be wrong, right? Maybe they will turn out to have some kind of weird mastermind plan. But from what we saw, I would be more inclined to believe that they're just kind of there as obstacles, right? And maybe they'll cause some trouble, but nothing really too big, if that makes sense. Now, I actually really like this potential option because, I don't know about you, but I have no issue with having a Pokemon game where there's no world-ending threat or really crazy evil organization that's trying to take over the world, or some deity basically coming down and you having to battle in order to capture it, you know? I'm okay with it just being a very normal adventure that you kind of are able to explore at your own pace and you can just enjoy, right? I think this would be great for the first open world Pokemon game, and even though I do expect there to be some conflict with Team Star, I really would rather them be there as almost an entire rival organization than an actual evil team. Also, their fashion sense, 10 out of 10. Those glasses definitely do not look ridiculous whatsoever. And I have to say they're gonna give Team Skull a run for their money in terms of how they're dressed. We also encounter Team Star's leader, or at least one of their leaders, as there definitely could be multiple, and that is Mela, which in Italian means apple. And that's why in my trailer reaction, I just said, oh, hey, Apple, I think, when I saw her name on screen. And I didn't give any context to that there, so if any of you saw that and were confused as to why I said that, now you know. Moving past the name, I actually like her design a fair amount. I think it's loud and bombastic, which is definitely what they're going for with her, given that she's going around on a stage, basically, like a moving stage with speakers and everything. So that's a great choice, in my opinion. I don't really understand Torkoal being the Pokemon that they show off for her. Is that her ace? Because I don't really associate Torkoal with loud and bombastic, but I mean, that's just me. Maybe it's supposed to be this weird oxymoron, I don't know. Either way, it looks like she's probably going to have some kind of a fire-type theme to her, which is always a-okay in my book, as that is my all-time favorite Pokemon type. Moving on from the evil team, and we also get our first glimpse at this treasure hunt, which I guess I should mention that was the title of the trailer. It was Seek Your Treasure, and it looks like there's going to be some kind of a exploring, focused mission or task that you're going to have from the school. And we see here that you're looking for the Herba Mystica, which is mystical herb, so I mean, I don't know what that will really be, we'll see. But really, what I care about in this particular part of the video is the reveal of a new Pokemon named Klawf. So this Pokemon, I actually really like. Funnily enough, out of the new ones that they reveal in this trailer, it'll end up being my least favorite. But that's just because the other two Pokemon that we get are so amazing. And even then, when they first showed them like for a second, not even, on screen in the trailer, Klawf was the one that caught my attention first. So I think it has potential to be a really cool Pokemon. This whole sneaking around thing and having the eyeballs kind of have a 360 view so that it doesn't have a blind spot is very interesting. It also gives us, I think, I'm pretty sure, this version's equivalent, well, not this version, this game's equivalent of Alpha Pokemon, since we see a humongous Klawf coming down from the sky at one point. And if they're bringing back all of that Legends Arceus stuff, that is a-okay with me, so that was great to see. And yes, I know that we got some of these features basically confirmed with all of the leaks that we've been getting, but it doesn't feel the same when you get this stuff from a leak as it does when you get it straight from like a trailer with all of the hype around it and a full reveal for it. The other interesting reveal in this section of the trailer, I have to say, is Arvin, who is apparently an upperclassman who is also really good at cooking. And he just gave me Volo vibes. I don't know if anyone else got that, but he's not gonna be like Volo, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you'll have him as basically the final boss at the end of the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but that doesn't seem to be the direction they're taking him. But still, it's cool to get more characters introduced to us because, I mean, it's just fun to see what this game has in store for us in terms of the people you will interact with. And now, let's move on to the Victory Road and chairperson/champion part of the trailer, because we get the reveal of the chairwoman and also strongest trainer in Paldea, question mark? That being Geeta. Or is it Geeta? Heta? I don't know. Anyway, she's the one that seems to be in charge of the whole Pokemon League for Scarlet and Violet. And like I said in my trailer reaction, I am hoping she will not follow in the same footsteps as Chairman Rose, because I do not really want another twist villain, as they seem to be getting worse with every iteration. And what I mean by that is that Lusamine was fantastic because she had an actual character development and whole character arc throughout Sun and Moon. Then in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they kind of tried to do a twist on the twist villain and make her not a villain at all, and that face planted. That was a really dumb decision in my opinion. And then in Sword and Shield, the Chairman Rose, I mean, he was still very obvious, just like Lusamine was, but he had no real character arc or character in general. So I really hope they're not going down this path again. Please, please, Pokemon, we can just keep this one as a normal chairwoman / I think champion of this region, and it'll be completely fine. And speaking of the Pokemon League, we get a glimpse at some of the gym stuff in Paldea, with the gym test being shown off for the Sunflora stuff, where you're basically just looking for Sunflora, I think, from what the trailer showed. And this is similar to what they had in Sword and Shield with the gyms, I want to say, which is fine. I like having puzzles or tasks or challenges outside of battling trainers for a gym, because they kind of remind me of Trials, and I actually really like Trials, so that's totally fine by me. Also, we get a very interesting piece of information which will definitely show up in other gyms and not just this one, but the Grass-type gym leader in charge of this gym that we get shown off has a Sudowoodo as what I'm assuming is his ace Pokemon. And that Sudowoodo terrestrializes into a grass type. Which does in fact mean, I think, that we're gonna see all of these gym leaders have Pokemon that are maybe connected to that type, but are not of that type, terrestrialize said Pokemon so that they can have an ace that has this interesting dynamic of kind of adopting their signature type. I don't know, I think there's a lot of potential there. They could do something like a Dragon type gym leader that has a Charizard as his ace because that Charizard can turn into a Dragon type with the terrestrialize mechanic. They could do the same thing with like a Bug type gym leader and Flygon, you know, stuff like that. Also, I don't remember what all the types of the gym leaders are that we got revealed for the leaks, so if those are not types for these gym leaders, for Paldea I should say, that's not the point. I'm just saying that I think we can see more of this type of stuff like Sudowoodo where they look like they would be a certain type or could be a certain type, but they actually aren't, except now they are. But we have finally arrived at what was by far, my favorite part of the entire trailer. That being the reveal of Armarouge and Ceruledge. These two Pokemon are so cool. Like, oh my goodness. The fact that I first saw Armarouge in the trailer before they focused in on Ceruledge, I was like, oh, this is like the best Pokemon they've revealed in all of Scarlet and Violet so far. And then they reveal Ceruledge, and I'm like, oh, never mind, sorry. This is the best Pokemon that they've revealed in all of Scarlet and Violet so far. I mean, that just speaks volumes in terms of how well designed these two are. Like, seriously, they look so cool. And I really do think they are my favorite designs that we've gotten so far, even ahead of Quaxly. And I absolutely adore Quaxly. And also Sprigatito, who I, again, also absolutely adore. It's just that from what we've seen for the leaks, I am a lot more confident in Quaxly having a good evolution in terms of design than Sprigatito. Regardless, wow, these two are just amazing. So let's start this off by talking about Armarouge. First of all, the names, top notch. Definitely very much enjoy the play on words here, especially because it seems like Pokemon is kind of going with these more creative names in this generation, like Lechonk, who unfortunately will probably end up having a very disappointing evolution with the whole lipstick on the big thing, but at least the first stage is cool. And, I mean, Armarouge is just fantastic. He gives me Iron Man vibes, and I think that's all you need to know. Like, if I told you there was a Pokemon that had Iron Man vibes, would you be upset? No, of course not. If you said yes, you're probably one of those people that was rooting for Captain America in Civil War. I don't want to hear it. Change your mind right now. Iron Man all the way. Okay, but seriously. Iron Man over Captain America any day of the week. However, even if you prefer Captain America for some reason, I hope you still are excited about Armarouge because, I mean, it literally puts its arms together and creates, again, a very Iron Man-like blast for its signature move, I'm assuming, and that is just insane. Like, whoever thought of this at Pokemon, another round of applause for you because, oh, that is a great idea. If you're gonna have these more humanoid Pokemon, which to be fair, they're not even that humanoid, it's just that they stand up on 2 feet, really, that's about it. At least do it in a way that is interesting. And this definitely fits that criteria. Also, the color scheme and the design as a whole is just amazing. And it's a fire type, which again is just an extra bonus point for this Pokemon. So yeah, I mean, knocked it right out of the park with this one. And I am super excited to play with it. However, playing with Armarouge might just have to wait until my second playthrough because they decided, well, if we have Iron Man on the one hand, we can have Batman slash Nightwing, if you're a person of culture like myself, on the other. And what? Like, why is this Pokemon so cool? Seriously, what? This is an insane design. I just cannot get over how fantastic this looks. And the whole concept with it kind of being a mirror of Armarouge, who is a very straightforward and I guess honorable fighter, with then Cerulege being willing to do like a sneak attack, kind of like Batman and Nightwing. I mean, that's just incredible. I absolutely adore everything about these two. It's just that Cerulege is even cooler than Armarouge, at least in my opinion. First of all, the color. I mean, this is the purple that I absolutely adore. This shade right here. And seeing it on a Pokemon is fantastic. But then look at the flames. They're blue. They did it. They brought back different colored flames like they used to have for Typhlosion way back in Gen 2 for its shiny. I wish they would switch his flames back also now with its regular shiny, but hey, I mean, I'll take what I can get because Cerulege is just fantastic, amazing, incredible, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play with this Pokemon. Like, I am begging you, Game Freak, make this completely broken. Like, I don't care. Give it Libero or Approach, if you want to call it that. Give it whatever crazy ability you can think of. Insane stats, ludicrous movesets. I just want to have this Pokemon tear through the entire game and all of competitive. And actually, looking at some of the frames that we have for Cerulege, the flames around its body that are not just coming right out of its hands are purple, which again is just, I mean, red is my favorite color, but purple is right up there. And for fire especially, there's just something special about purple flames. I mean, I don't know what it is, they look so cool. You know, really thinking about this actually, and an even better analogy for Cerulege instead of Nightwing could be Itachi from Naruto, because the flames, while not the same shade as Amaterasu, are still that darker color for fire, which is again great. And this sneaking around stuff does have ninja vibes, right? So just a little food for thought. But anyway, to give you an idea of just how much I love Cerulege especially, I was convinced, 100% certain, that I was going to be playing through Pokemon Scarlet first, because I prefer Koraidon over Miraidon. I prefer the color Scarlet over the color Violet because it's closer to red. And I'm pretty sure, according to the leaks, that the Paradox Salamence form will be in Scarlet. So, to me, it was a very easy choice. And Cerulege, just by virtue of existing as an exclusive for Violet, has made me change my mind to the point that I'm like, maybe I will play for Violet first. It's just crazy. I went from being completely sure, 100% convinced that Scarlet was going to be my first version, and now I'm sitting here like, but is it? I don't know. Again, I'm just super excited with these two, and especially Cerulege, cannot wait to use it in battle and just demolish all of my opponents with it. And I want to say, that was about it. I think I covered all of the major reveals for this trailer. Again, I'm not going to go through every single minor thing, because one, if you really want to do that, you can go through the trailer yourself and stop at every frame, I guess. But two, there are other people that just do this like almost frame by frame stuff for the trailers, and that's just not really something I'm inclined to do, at least not right now. So I'm just gonna bring you what I like to call the highlights from the trailer and what I thought of them because I just kind of want to get people more excited about the games by sharing my own excitement. And these are just the things that kind of got me more hyped. Anyway, I think that will do it for us here today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then consider leaving a like and also subscribing so you can catch even more Pokemon content, especially for Scarlet and Violet. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. And I hope to see you all in the next video. But until then, remember to follow the way of the Ace. See ya!